Hey, welcome back to Geekshow Helpdesk.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Yeah.
We're here.
Okay,
Tony,
well,
it just got triggered.
Third of me.
Yep. And I'm going to
Tony just got triggered
from the stage, and he's gone. There we go.
Nice.
Removed from the stage
Improved podcast. Let's go.
for being
Let's
a
go.
jerk and giving himself a bad picture. So that was Jaron on the Geek Show Help Desk. He might be back later. We'll see. And he fixed his camera. He's back now. Hey, Jaron.
I knew he was sleeping.
This is
See, Lando, you thought I was giving in, but no.
See, I knew he was sleeping when Tony's like, he got what he wanted. I'm like, I almost said, not yet. He hasn't.
this is
quite
squarely
yet.
a YouTube only joke, by the way.
It's true.
Yeah.
Check us
Sorry.
out on YouTube on the Geek Show YouTube channel.
Go YouTubes.
Let's introduce our panelists. Well, you already heard about Jaron.
I have nothing more to say. Thank
See,
you.
That's what I figured. We got Owen over here.
Hey, I'm here still. I'm
The only
I'm-
one not misbehaving.
Yeah, I'm super behaved. Super behaved. So whatever prize that gives me is what I want.
Absolutely
And,
nothing. That's you don't get anything for it.
It better.
Sorry.
I better.
No. All right. He's Lando.
I'm here, but not here? I don't know what that means.
Average.
I mid?
Mid.
Um,
That
bet.
felt bad.
I'm Lando.
Ugh.
And guess what, guys? Guess what? We have a toast. His name's Tony!
Yes, we do have a toast.
A toast.
I am Tony the Toast.
Toast to Tony.
Quintuple T now.
Oh man, that's too many T's. I can't do it.
Quintuple T. The
Check
toast.
me out on Twitter at Quad T Tony, where I scream into the void about Tenet whenever I get the chance. Especially now that we know that he never meant for it to make sense. Vindication, right there. And
Please, it makes perfect sense.
You know what? I think
Only
that
for you
deserves a
simps.
soundbite.
yeah, it does. You know what? I created a soundbite especially for that on Geek Show when we talked about it.
Vindication!
R.I.P. Captain Holt. You were the
Aw.
man.
I'm sad. I'm sad he's gone.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's see. Do we have any emails?
Yes, we do. We got an email from somebody named Johnny, though I don't trust him one bit.
Whoa.
You'll find out why.
Okay.
He says, "Hey guys, couldn't help myself but defend Lando."
Oh, is that why you don't
I love
Yeah.
this guy.
Yep, on the iPad discussion. I lead a technical team for a Fortune 50 senior leadership. I can do 95% of my job exclusively on my iPad. Never
Yeah.
leaves my side.
That's your
Well,
defense?
if you have
It's
to
a good
get into
defense.
real data,
I was going to say your
I'm
defense
sorry,
is,
Johnny.
your defense is I don't have a job that requires me to do much on a computer.
I would say
I would love to be able to do my job on an iPad.
Yeah, well, that'd be
couldn't.
great.
You're just not trying hard enough, Jaron.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
try
tried.
harder. No, you haven't.
I tried quite a bit.
I stand by my statement during that discussion, though. If they were to put macOS on there, you'd be 90% of the way there with the keyboard.
Yeah.
Folio or whatever.
Yeah, here's the problem. I agree with both Tony and Apple on this one. What I really want is a mixture of just, slap iOS on and a whole separate OS for iPad, right? Because you got to think about the OS differently for a touchscreen than you do for a laptop.
So
You
does
just do.
Does that mean you got to allow side loading of apps,
I
Lando?
think it would.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying.
I think that's what I'm saying too.
What?
Yeah, wow, look at that.
Did you guys
I don't know what to say.
guys
after that.
Flabbergasted.
accidentally agree
A
with
mix of
Did we just
OS
become
of
best friends?
iPad OS and Mac OS to make the perfect
Wow.
iPad OS.
Lando, we should hang this weekend, buddy.
Let's do it.
What if
Yeah.
you just had a choice to switch between? To be like, I want to boot this into Mac OS.
Windows
that'd be-
tried to
that'd
do
be
that.
good.
Yeah,
Windows
it needs
tried
to
to do
be
that
it
with
needs
the
to be
Surface
its own
stuff.
OS designed for touchscreen, but have less iPhone-ness to it.
I
Windows
agree.
8.1.
I think iPad OS has been too
Yeah.
tainted by the phone.
What a great OS.
It's getting closer, but still not there.
It's close, but not there. It will
There
be
you
someday.
go. Thanks for writing in, Johnny.
I appreciate you.
Got another email from Chris. He says, "Hello, Helpdesk. I'm thinking of making the transition from Comcast to All West. What modem and router would you recommend for 1 gig up-down speeds? What should I be looking for when choosing equipment? Is there a brand or model you prefer over others? Do I need to turn my router on and off regularly?" Thank you,
Yes,
Chris.
You shouldn't have to. No.
But you do.
Yes.
Well, first of all, welcome
Bad
to the
design.
land of not Comcast. and that's
It's magical.
It's great.
It's a magical
great.
land.
Wonderful.
If you're looking for something that does 1 gig synchronous up and down, you're probably getting fiber from the sounds of it, and that's going to be glorious as well.
And it should come with its own modem. Like
A
usually,
lot of them do. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
Some of them don't. Some,
Well,
so
it's not called a modem in fiber, isn't it?
it's just
right?
a router because
It's a fiber
modem-
router.
The
They have to
modem,
terminate the fiber and to go in and have a special
Exactly.
piece of equipment that
right.
that translates the fiber to.
Bingo.
That's what I'm.
copper.
Yeah, that's what I'm
well,
talking about.
Oh yeah. The ISP
What's
will
the word for
provide
that?
but it's
Modem
a router.
is-
No,
so the
router
mod-
is what it is. It's
The
your
modem
edge
is the
router.
the modem's the right. It's your edge router.
Is it
but
called a modem?
the modem
Yeah.
is the
Not
conversion
anymore.
from one medium to another,
Yeah.
like from fiber to Ethernet.
Interesting.
the
That just
modem.
feels wrong to me.
Yeah, but that's built into routers now. Is
Next
the-
time I see
Yeah.
my fiber guy, I'm going to
I
ask him
don't
that question.
know.
No,
if it
because
is
you
or
plug
not.
an Ethernet into a router. You don't plug the fiber into the router.
Yeah, that's the modem is
Yeah.
where the handoff comes in.
Is it really called a modem though?
I don't know if it's called a modem anymore.
That's the
I'm gonna-
closest. It's
in-
the closest approximation.
We have a guy at UVU whose whole job is to do fiber. That's his job, is to terminate fiber and to route the
They call
fiber
it-
and to patch the fiber and do all the fiber things. And I see him quite often.
Well,
Next time I
it's-
see him, I'm going to
yeah.
ask him this very
in,
question.
in the networking world. It's called the handoff.
Yeah, it's called
What
the
kind of
handoff.
handoff?
or
But what's the
edge-
device called that does the handoff?
Most
the
of the
handoff
time, it's
device?
just called the edge router or the edge device.
The edge switch?
Yeah.
It can, in our case,
If
So,
it's
like,
got
I have
those,
Google
if it's got
Fiber.
those, if it's got those GBICs that can
All right.
handle fiber,
I-
but it's still
I-
doing to an Ethernet
what's
conversion.
the Google-
There's something
what's the
called
Google
Google.
say? Yeah, what's it say?
and I
Wait,
looked
what?
it up, and it says, "So does fiber internet need a modem?" The answer is no.
Ah,
Fiber
yeah,
internet
told
does not
you.
require a modem. Instead of a modem, fiber technology makes use of an optical network terminal.
Ah, that's it. That's right.
So
I remember now.
I mean, it's
It's
basically
fun-
doing the same thing.
It's the
does
same thing.
But it's,
function,
They
it's
don't
not the
call
right
it
term,
that.
though.
but it's not
Yeah.
the same thing. Yeah,
That's
it's
like
not a
people want to
modem.
try and call, like, you know, a
Because
switch a
coax
router. And
coax still considers it
same
a modem, right? When you hand off from coax to copper or
Yes.
to Ethernet,
Your
it's still
cable
a
modem.
Yes, those are modems.
And
Wonder
then
what
later on in the
differentiates-
article, it says the optical network terminal functions like a modem.
Yeah.
Like exactly.
There
Like
you
a
go.
modem, but
Yeah.
it's not called a modem.
It's not a modem. It's called it's something
Optical
different
network
term.
terminal.
So
Details
there you
matter,
go.
or
guys.
just say modem.
Don't.
Yeah. Anyway, so your ISP should provide the optical network terminal. You don't
Thank
need
Those
you,
things are
Darren.
usually pretty pricey. You don't want to do that yourself.
Yeah.
Not like
No.
not like
But-
Xfinity where you do
But
that
that
yourself.
usually means that they will also give you the option to rent or purchase a router from them.
Sometimes, not always.
Don't do it.
When I was with
don't
Beehive
do it,
Broadband,
yeah.
they did not.
You had to
just
get
go
your
get
own.
your own.
I had to do my
go
own
get
router.
Your own router. So your router's going to plug into the edge device. What they decide it's called now? Fiber terminal device.
optical network terminal.
Optical network terminal. And
ONT.
So they'll run a cable into your house where you can plug your Wi-Fi router in, and that is actually that will be your router for your Wi-Fi,
Everything, yeah.
for your Ethernet, everything.
Which is a
flows
fine way to
through that.
go. It depends on how nerdy you want to get. When I was on Utopia and Beehive Broadband, I actually had a 4-port Ubiquity router that I plugged my Wi-Fi into to do network
let's-
segregation.
Let's not cause confusion for the man here.
Depends how nerdy you want to get.
Yeah, that's a double nat too, so it
If
makes
he-
gaming really suck.
If
Not
he wanted,
necessarily,
if he wanted
the-
to get nerdy, he wouldn't be asking us about this. He's asking us for convenience.
You
As
can,
far
you,
as-
can, you can get rid of the double NAT if you take away if your access points doesn't do the routing part of it, right? It's
just
just
make
an
it-
access point. You statically assign an IP, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
just an
if you
access
just
point, right?
use APU mode, yeah.
Right, AP mode.
But as far as models go, I've always been a big fan of the Asus brand. So
Asus
that'll
makes
get you.
good ones.
I'm a Ubiquity fanboy.
Those are
Netgear,
pricey.
Ubiquity's
not as
not
bad
too
as you
bad.
think.
I looked into it actually. They're not just like in the last couple weeks because I'm thinking about changing everything over to Ubiquity at some point in the
Highly recommended.
in the not
They're
too
neat.
distant future, but not anytime super soon. Netgear has been really hit or miss for me.
do they have a new Nighthawk line out?
Oh, they
yet,
have
or-
tons of Nighthawk.
I feel like they convoluted that entire.
Yeah, that brand means nothing now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
used
what
to.
I mean,
The
they have
first ones, the
tons.
8000s that came out, were really good, and then they put a bunch of different.
The Darth Vader one. It was great.
Yeah.
TP Link, in my experience, has been pretty good.
It's been solid for me, TP Link.
Yeah, so
Yeah. And they're cheap.
and they're very inexpensive. Yeah, Costco carries several different TP Link options.
And they
So-
have a reboot on a schedule option within the settings.
Absolutely.
Weird, almost
that
like-
tells me it's a bad option. If they
almost
have a
like
setting to
everybody
reboot their own
knows.
device, that means
Let
their
me-
own device is designed poorly.
Let me tell you something, Lando.
That's them admitting. Them
everything-
admitting that their device is poorly built.
That option is in every router you buy
Yeah.
these days.
And every
regardless
device
of
that runs on
brand.
electricity should be
guaran-
rebooted at some
I
point.
guarantee you, if you went into your Ubiquity stuff, if you still
I don't
have it,
Ubiquity right now.
there is an option for scheduled reboots.
You
I
don't
would
have
put
it, but you were
money on
recommending it?
I
look at this guy.
bought one for my dad because I wanted something super reliable that manage. And honestly, we turned it on, set it up, and I have not been back there in 4 years. I kid you not.
You should
the
visit
thing
your
just
dad more
runs,
often.
and it's
Alright.
not scheduled to reboot. Damn it!
Does
You
he
should
been
visit
rebooting
your
it
dad
for you?
more often. That's really sad. Once
I
in
visit
4
him. I
years?
visit him all the time, but I don't need to do it for IT work.
Oh,
Maybe he's been rebooting it for you.
And you just didn't want to tell you?
yeah. All you have to
Doesn't
do is
break your-
unplug it and plug it
doesn't
back
break
in.
your
Son, you got me the worst router ever.
I have to reboot this thing every time, but I don't want
That's
to tell
fair,
him.
but I don't think that's the case.
He doesn't know.
I think I asked him once, but I can't remember for sure.
I guarantee you.
You understand my point, right? It's like adding a freaking duct tape to fix a problem when you should just fix the damn problem.
Duct tape's
Yeah.
a good tool.
Your point stands if you're talking about enterprise level stuff, but your
Even
consumer-
home
your-
grade stuff. We
your
live in
consumer
2024,
level
good
stuff?
sir.
Yeah, and guess what? Things get buggier as we go on. I swear.
I do
to
not
you.
accept that.
Well, too bad. Go live somewhere else where it doesn't do that.
Go find another reality.
Yeah,
Go
because this
find another reality.
this reality is what it is. You know, your argument is moot, sir.
Doesn't mean I don't hate it.
All right, there you go.
Was there a recommendation and all that?
I think we recommended Asus or TP-Link.
Yeah.
Or Ubiquity.
Or
Oh, yeah,
Ubiquity, if
Ubiquity.
you
Yeah.
want to get out in the weeds a little bit more. But yeah, and I like Costco. If you have a Costco membership, you get 90 days return if you decide you don't like it.
And
I think a 2-year warranty.
which
on
version
it,
of
so-
Wi-Fi should he go for?
6E. 6E is becoming
The standard.
well, 7
moment.
just got standardized last month, but
Oh,
6E
okay.
is coming down in price now to the point where you're not saving enough money going for 6 to make it worth the trade-off of not having
What's
the
6E's
stuff.
top end? Is 6E hitting gig over Wi-Fi?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it
Well, not
has-
only that,
it
but how many
has
devices have
larger-
7 right now?
Hardly any.
Exactly.
It has larger, a larger amount of channels per band.
Oh,
6E,
nice.
and that's what it does. So you can.
So if you're in a really
Connect-
congested area,
Yes, exactly.
you have a better experience.
So,
yeah, go for
Jaren, I want you to know I'm looking through the settings on my Google Wi-Fi router right now. I cannot find a setting to automatically have it reboot every day.
Yeah, Google's
That's
got
why I
too
wouldn't
much.
buy Google.
Yeah,
don't
Google's
get
got
it.
too much pride. They
You want to know
won't-
what? I can tell you the last time I reset my Wi-Fi router.
I lost interest. Let's keep going, guys.
Shall we
Anyway.
roll forward?
Can you
Any more-
pause the video so I can flip him off, please?
It's just if you want to do it, just do it.
It's YouTube's. We'll get demonetized.
No, we won't.
We were not monetized anyway.
We are. We are. It's not very much, but we
Yeah,
are.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Effectively, we're not monetized.
effectively. I mean, I deal in crypto. There's a big gap there.
Oh, right.
Like crypto.
Monetized.
Effectively is my favorite word.
Yeah, effectively is what I
I
live in that
effectively
gap.
make money.
I live in that
investing
gap.
That's right.
Crypto.
Yeah.
It's doing a lot of heavy lifting. That word monetized. All right. Is that it for emails?
Yeah.
Nice.
Those are some good emails. I enjoyed
Yeah,
both
they
of
were
those
good
thoroughly.
emails. Yep.
Yeah. First one was.
Gosh dang it, Jaren.
No, I respect. I respect his opinion.
All right. According to
not yours.
my notes that I have open here, Lando has an article about toothbrush attacks that we need to talk about.
Yeah, so there was
You're still going with this?
what?
What?
I have the update.
Oh.
What are you talking about? We're gonna talk about the full story here.
Oh.
For people who
okay.
are bamboozled like I was for a minute. Because there was a story that went viral pretty quickly
I would never
that
fall
said
for this.
there was a botnet of 3 million Wi-Fi toothbrushes that were used, to attack blah 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 hackers, whatever, right?
DDoS tech.
Yeah.
Smart
And at first,
smart
I'm like,
toothbrushes.
That's crazy. What Wi-Fi has Wi-Fi, or what toothbrush has Wi-Fi? But I'm like, that's probably a thing. That sounds just real enough to be like, that's probably a thing.
Toothbrushes. There's some that have Bluetooth. I don't think there's any. That
I don't think there's any that have Wi-Fi. So that's
Not a
like
single
that's like
one.
sign number one.
Yeah, red
That
flag
this
one.
was fake, and it was. This was a fake story about toothbrushes turned into a botnet. Security experts questioned whether a toothbrush botnet could even be technically possible, as toothbrushes typically connect via Bluetooth, as Tony mentioned, to phones rather than the internet. The security company, an original German news source, clarified it was just a hypothetical example, not a real botnet. The fact that you dum-dums believe this
We were just
is your
dealing
fault,
with
not ours.
hypothetical situations.
Hypothetically, if I would have done a header for this, it would have been something like a story with bite, but I would never have put that on the show notes and then
Sounds
erased
familiar.
it. No,
I've seen that somewhere.
I think you had that on the show notes
no,
last week, and
don't
I
go look.
skipped it.
Don't go look back at last week's notes because it's definitely still there.
The real issue is that several, English news outlets initially reported it as a real incident. But
That
had
is
to
an
update their
issue.
stories once it was clear that it was just a hypothetical
didn't.
situation.
We
We
didn't.
didn't. Good job, Tony.
Because we ran out of
Ran out
time
of
last
time.
week.
This would have been a much
Yeah.
better scenario had we have let Owen run with it and
Yeah.
then come back afterwards and be like,
man.
just
Like
kidding,
you
Owen's
guys
wrong.
heard my
imagine?
you guys heard my Game Pass story last week. I mean, I can turn anything into amazing news.
I am still laughing about
Quality
that, Owen.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I think the
touching-
moral of the story here is to keep your spidey senses up and
Exactly.
question things. And my first thought was toothbrushes don't connect via Wi-Fi.
should have trusted your
But
gut.
who knows anymore? You
But
know?
who knows? That's the thing. We live in this world of AI and things that are just believable enough to maybe toothbrushes are a thing.
I can get behind what you're saying there for the general public, but news outlets
They should have definitely.
Absolutely.
Check their
should have
sources.
checked their sources and ran it by an expert or something, or at least the IT guy in their freaking office. You know,
Can you imagine?
hey,
They-
IT guy, can you make a botnet out of a toothbrush? No.
Wait,
Does
what?
a does a toothbrush have no Wi-Fi? Okay, well, I don't think this is correct then. I mean,
Not
just
unless
do
you
a
want to
little bit
use
of due
toothbrushes
diligence.
to
What if the
attack
IT
one
guy was
phone.
like, yeah, you could probably do that. That sounds awesome. I'm sure that's a thing.
Oh, totally. I did it last week. I'm a hacker.
Hacker man.
There's IT people out there, and we all know them that would do
yeah.
that.
No, that's true. So there you go. Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
That's the real story here.
That's the real, keep that in mind all the time. Okay, I really want to talk about this just because I like mutants and I think they're cool. We got some mutant Wuvs in Chernobyl.
Wolves?
Yeah. Was this on your
What's a wolf?
bingo card for 2024?
It was not, but I am excited to know that X-Men 97 is coming back on Disney Plus this year.
Oh,
which
is that
a
this year?
direct continuation of the X-Men show from the 90s.
I
You're
actually am
saying
excited about
words
that.
that I'm not understanding how they connect.
That's too bad. There's a mutant through line on this topic.
So Chernobyl, we all know what happened in that fictional story on HBO, right?
No, that was true. Actually.
Oh, okay.
That actually happened.
Well, it did happen, and the wolves of Chernobyl. Is it sure or chur?
Are you
or,
meaning to
or
say
share?
wolves?
Chernobyl.
No, Wuvs. I think it's Chernobyl. I don't know.
Share.
It's Chernobyl. But you
Chernobyl.
say it like with a T, but put a little H in there. A little.
Okay.
Chernobyl.
Anyway,
Chernobyl.
T'Challa.
mutant wolves roaming the deserted streets of
Oh,
Chernobyl.
wolves,
They-
not wolves.
Yeah, Wuvs.
What are wolves?
I don't.
Lando? What are
you're talking-
wolves?
What is happening? Am I being gaslit right now? You've been
Why-
saying wolves since we started the story.
It's what
We're
we
talking
call
about
them.
a pack of
wolves. Yeah, wolves, dude.
What are you? I don't know what you're talking about, Lando. Anyway, these wolves have appeared to mutated a resistance to cancer.
Oh, nice.
What? From radiation? That is the opposite of what
yeah,
you get usually.
yeah. I was expecting like a Metro Exodus or Metro game book, whatever kind of monster,
Yeah.
But no, instead we have wolves that have mutated into
Wolves.
what?
Can we
You
study
keep saying
these?
wolves.
Can we
It's
study
driving
these
me
wolves
bonkers.
and see what?
I believe they are. So the researchers have discovered that they are exposed upwards to 11.28 millirem of radiation every day for
How
their
much?
entire lives,
How much is that?
which is more than 6 times the legal safety limit for a human. Millirem. I've never heard
Not
of that
great.
measure.
Not terrible.
Anyway, their immune systems have altered similar to cancer patients undergoing radiation treatment. But they have identified specific parts of the animal's genetic information that is resilient to cancer risk.
That's cool.
They're not saying they can't develop cancer. They're just more
saying
resistant to cancer.
I like this.
Yeah, there's a bunch of animals out there in that area, frogs and also fungus, that are becoming adapted to this.
So, like all those superhero stories from the '60s about being exposed to radiation, maybe we can develop powers from that.
Maybe they just
Three-eyed fishes are coming.
But the powers are all the same, just resistance to cancer.
That's not bad.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Take it too.
Cool. Well, good for the Wuvs, and we're excited to see if that brings up any more progress in the anti-cancer
Woof,
stuff.
wolves. It's chaos.
All right, all done talking about Wuvs. Let's talk about, well, I mean, Jaren's got to have a story about this because it's one of his favorite things in the world, a hairdryer. Dyson has a new hairdryer out.
Is it like $800 again?
I'm sure it is. There's no doubt.
No. It's 570.
I was not far off.
This thing doesn't even look like a hairdryer. It looks like
it
looks like a bent pipe.
It looks like an R, and it's called the Supersonic R.
It looks like an R.
Is it for
I
pirates?
see it.
Hairdryer for pirates.
Dyson put out a awesome, cool hairdryer back in like 2017 or
Yeah,
That was
whenever.
ridiculously overpriced.
Did you
Yeah.
get it, Jared?
pricey.
No, but I've always lusted after it.
I
Jaren
see.
sent me several deals on Slick Deals over the years of this hairdryer, the first generation Dyson one, saying, "Should I do it?"
You need to send those to me because my answer will always be, "Heck yeah, you should."
Oh, I
man.
usually say yes. We have a running gag between us to see if we can get each other to buy things we don't need
Yeah, it's
or
pretty
really
bad.
want. Yeah, it's
But
it's not healthy.
as I tell my wife, would you rather have me be addicted to drugs? So,
Might
That's
be
a fair
cheaper.
point.
yeah.
Might be cheaper.
It's sound logic.
Yep. And that argument wins everything. So, anyway, Dyson, they put out a new hairdryer, and it's really meant for professionals, but it's got a lot of cool tech on there. It's got filters, so like hair doesn't get all caught up in there, and it's got RFID. So when you attach attachments to it, there's an RFID in the attachment, and it'll like tell the hairdryer to adjust the settings once you clip it on. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. So can it read like pet chips too? So you could be like, oh, this is
Blow drying a dog, and you see, oh,
Sammy.
this isn't my dog. This is the
This is-
neighbor's dog.
yeah.
They look the
Yeah.
same.
Anyway, it's meant for professionals. It's lighter than their original. It's shaped in such a way that makes it easier for professionals to hold for long stretches of time. It's
Very expensive.
very expensive, and I want it because it is a hairdryer. And sorry, Tony, you wouldn't understand, but
Are you kidding me? I use a blow dryer on my beard every morning.
are
That's
you serious?
amazing.
Out of the
I
shower,
love
you
that
bet I
fact.
do. 100%.
Okay, all right. Well, you
Do
should
you,
get
do you
one.
beard balm too?
I need to up my game there, Tony.
I use beard oil and mustache wax.
Amazing. So good, Tony. I respect you even more now.
Got to keep it tight.
Anyway, Dyson innovating the crap out of hairdryers here.
There you go.
So you're telling me you can do the same thing a Keurig can do, like when you put your coffee pot in and be like, "Oh yeah, this is this kind of coffee," and then make it appropriately. Same thing. You snap on the attachment. It's like, yeah, I know which attachment's attached. Like most things do.
Sounds about
Exactly.
right.
I'll blow the same amount of air now. There we go.
I will not change. I will continue to
I make a
blow.
beeping
But you
noise.
think that I do?
Yeah.
It's got an acceptance beep. I have accepted the attachment. Beep. That's it.
All right.
$500 for a blow dryer. That's bonkers.
No, 570.
Yeah, 570.
Whatever.
Plus tax,
Yeah.
guy.
Once
You're
you
looking-
get above
you're-
like
you're
50
looking like
bucks.
600 after tax, right?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
Yes. Plus shipping.
worth it.
Well, I look forward to the Jared review.
If we have a wealthy benefactor who would want me to review this product, I'll be happy to do so.
Well, that's never happening. All right. Owen, you have a story here about some more EU Apple stuff.
Yeah, I was really hoping that the EU would pull it out for me again with this blue bubble
Do you
blues
want
I
the
have.
EU to pull it out?
Yeah,
The
I
EU
heard it.
pulls it out.
I heard it.
He got
Phrasing.
it out.
I was really hoping they'd step up to the plate and get rid of my Blue Bubble Blues for Android, but they didn't. They've decided, the DMA over there, they've decided that iMessage is not a big enough of a share of messages that they're not going to force them to play nice with other messaging apps. So
Well, the thing about messaging apps is you can just download a new one.
There are
true.
many to choose from. That's why
Yeah,
they
but
don't really have a monopoly on it because
just the Blue Bubble they do though.
you can make
And that's what
anyone can launch a messaging app and have it be whatever color you want it to be.
Yeah,
Not
but it's
with
not
Apple.
it doesn't feel like text messages though. It feels
Not
like,
with Apple, right? Because
feels
it's
like I
not.
have to
It
open
can't
WhatsApp,
use,
and that sucks.
It
Well,
can't
the-
use
the-
iMessage.
The skeezy thing Apple does is it converts texts to
Yeah,
iMessage
exactly.
without notifying the user.
except for using the Blue Bubble.
No, you
That's how you're notified.
yeah, you
That's how you
don't
know.
you don't you
Right.
don't get a choice
Yeah.
to send a text though unless the iMessage doesn't go through,
Oh, well,
or you turn off iMessage altogether.
Yeah,
can you
could
do that? You can turn
Yeah,
that
you can
in
turn
iPhone?
on. Yeah, you can turn.
And then
off
everybody's just.
iMessage.
Then do you become a green bubble to some
Everyone's
other?
a green bubble after that.
So when everyone's
You're
a
a pleb.
green bubble, no one's a blue bubble. So
Huh,
that's
interesting.
Which feels
you
bad.
And it
you should
seems less
start
secure, right?
You should start campaigning on that, Owen. Everyone,
That's what I do. Turn
turn
it off.
your iMessage.
Well, they have. Apple has said they're gonna this year. Supposedly, they're gonna play nice with RCS messaging,
Yeah, I'll believe it
which
when
can
I
only
see
be
it.
better for everybody. Just because
I
of the
do look
encryption.
forward to that. No,
they're actually
no,
gonna
there's no
do it?
encryption, Owen.
Oh,
we,
they didn't. I
We,
thought
we
they said
talked
they-
about this.
Yeah.
There's no
Where were
encryption.
you? I
Oh,
remember
but-
this.
They're not going to do the encryption.
The good thing is we'll get high res pictures over from
Oh,
Android
yeah,
users to
and
to
Right.
video and
Yeah.
I
video.
hate that so
and
much.
video. Yep.
My wife has to send everything to me through like Facebook Messenger or Slack.
Yep, same.
Because they strip it down, and
Yeah.
same when I send to them. Yep.
Mhm.
Anyway, so
Sounds like you
they're.
should buy an iPhone, Owen.
I don't think I'll ever do that. I can't. I can't. I can't.
I don't think. I'll
Can
ever
I
do
ask
that.
why?
I can't support Apple.
You don't like privacy?
I do. I like everything about it. I like their MacBook Pros. I like their iPads.
Their ecosystem.
I hate their ecosystem
Why?
so
The
much.
ecosystem is the best part.
It's no.
Yeah,
it's not. It's the
their
worst
apps are
part.
higher quality than Android.
They are because that's where the money is, not by anything Apple's doing.
No, I mean
The
Apple
app-
has
The developers are just
Apple
go,
has
hey,
shepherded a very good ecosystem even before the iPhone.
they go, developers go, wow, I make more money on Apple, so I'm going to code there first because most
No,
people.
you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hate them anyway
Why
by
is he
default.
wrong?
You didn't answer my question.
What?
You hate them, so you'll never use an Apple?
I just can't do it.
So
I'm too embedded
Deep
in the
his
Google.
bones.
I'm too embedded in the Android.
You know what we should do one of these days, Owen? You know what would be a fun podcast thing for us to do? Is one summer, you and I should use an Android, because I feel the same way about Android that you do about Apples. We should get me on a. We should just trade phones straight up.
Yeah, but you
I'll,
have,
I'll
like-
factory reset mine. You factory reset yours. We just meet in the middle and we
I like
trade
that
them for
idea.
3 months, and
Ooh, I
after
don't
3
know
months
if
we
I- I don't know.
come
if we
back
could
and
do
talk
that.
about it.
I mean, how will you? Your phone won't connect to your Mac or your iPad.
Oh, it'll drive me bonkers. I'll hate everything about it. So
That's
will you,
part
but
of
it'll be a
It
fun
doesn't
topic.
doesn't
It'll be-
bother
It'll
me
be
at
good
all.
content.
It's part of the experiment.
Well, I'm
I'm
up
in.
for it.
And when you're in, let me know. And we'll
Wait,
meet
what
in the middle,
iPhone
go
do you
lunch.
have?
Right now, I have what's the newest one?
15.
I have the 14.
Oh yeah, that's what I have. It's a great phone.
14 Pro.
I don't know. I don't know if I
That's-
can handle that.
That's a good phone.
It's not going to change my mind because I like iPhones. I
Oh,
just
and-
don't like Apple.
His iPhone is about 4 years newer than your phone. No, wait,
Like
no, you have the
the-
7, huh?
I have
Pixel
the
7?
7 Pro.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot you upgraded.
I'm down to do it whenever.
You guys should do it. It'd be
I
don't
think
know.
it's
I don't
a
know.
great idea.
I don't think I can do it.
We'll
you
talk
guys
about
are
this
actually
offline.
I fear
you're on the
change.
same you're on the same year release. The 14 and the 7 came out in the same year.
Mm-hmm.
So
But the Android's far superior
Why?
oh.
Well, so is the Apple, but
because I said so.
the Apple's the better phone. Whatever crap you have.
No, I don't think so.
We'll,
Guys,
we'll
they're-
take this offline. Keep
They're
going.
pretty
But
much identical. The pixels
Yeah.
look different. That's it.
they're
Keep-
super similar.
Keep moving, Tony.
All right. Let's talk about some technology we can all agree on. Awesome screen technology. Philips has a new giant outdoor screen that they're showing off right now. It's the Philips Professional Display Solutions.
How
is
bright.
the branch of this Philips, and this is the Urban LED 6000 series.
Ooh.
Yep. Now listen to these specs.
Urban LED, like the urban
It's a giant
sombrero.
video wall.
It's a giant wall, and it is capable of 10,000 nits of brightness.
That's a lot of nits.
Wow.
Blind ya.
And a refresh rate of 7,680 hertz.
What?
Hey.
What is that for?
I think I need this for my next gaming house.
Think about
Building.
that. 10,000 nits, 7,600
If
hertz.
you could hack this and then sit in the building across from you and use another building as your TV,
Think about that.
I could just play some Halo right up on that screen on somebody's building.
So part of why it's so fast is because to be effective as an outdoor display, it needs to have a much higher refresh rate, just due to the environmental factors,
Because of the brightness?
the
or something?
brightness
the size?
and everything like
That's
that.
gotta be
yeah,
hot,
size
right?
and brightness and everything. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure it puts out
yeah.
Viewing
a lot of
distance.
heat. Yeah.
Power
So
consumption.
power consumption on it is really low for the kind of screen it is. 280 watts per square meter.
So
So
actually pretty good.
by
that's
3 feet.
actually pretty good. 280
Yeah.
watts per 3 foot by 3 foot by 3
Yeah.
or that's cubed. 3 foot by 3 foot,
Yeah.
roughly.
How big is it? How big is it in total? We could do that. We could get that one.
They didn't. Oh, it'll be anywhere from. Oh, you know what? They don't have a size specified because you probably just order it to whatever size you want.
whatever size you want. Okay.
Yeah, but they say its best viewing
Oh,
performance
distances.
would be distance of 10 to 30 meters for its absolute best, sweet spot of viewing.
I want this in a movie theater.
This thing is
Yeah, right.
awesome looking.
I want to go blind.
How long do you
by
think
the
it is
most
till-
beautiful screen?
Movie theaters
Yeah.
use video walls instead of projectors.
They're
Depends
expensive.
on how expensive video walls.
They're
to
becoming
maintain
surprisingly
to be.
cheaper nowadays.
Yeah,
I bet
but
you a
compare
good
that
movie
to a
quality projector
projector?
is the same price as a video wall.
I don't think so.
What kind of video wall are you speaking here?
Like a professional video wall, like they use at
Sam-
concerts or whatever.
Samsung, the wall is like $100,000 for an 8-foot screen.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like that kind of like a TV screen. I'm talking like the same kind of video walls they use at concerts or
Well, you're not going to
yeah,
get the
other
resolution
shows.
and the contrast.
And you got the
Yeah.
connection lines. And
you'd be
stuff.
surprised. They have pretty good resolution nowadays for pretty cheap. I bet you
think-
money you could get a high enough quality video wall that's the same size as an average movie theater for the same size as a professional
Okay,
projector.
research into that. Bring it
Yep.
back next week. Let's
Oh,
see.
shoot. Did I just take the
Prove us
initiative and
right.
get responsibility?
Oh.
Yep,
Burden
you-
of proof
you just
is
got-
on you.
That's right. You
That's
just got
fair.
homework.
I hate homework.
So the other cool thing about this, since it's an outdoor screen, is it is IP68 rated.
Oh.
So it should be fine in the rain and the wind. Should work in temperatures from -4 degrees Fahrenheit up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit.
Would it work under the ocean, like a la Bioshock?
Don't think that falls under the purview of an IP68 rating
Oh.
being underwater. But you can
Waterproof
dream.
to a few meters, like an old Timex.
Maybe that'll be the next version of it will be completely waterproof. That'd be cool. So anyway, really cool stuff there from Philips. If you didn't know, Philips is still around. They're still making stuff.
Still here. We're
No,
still here.
they make light bulbs.
That's right, Philips Hue. Let's see. Okay, this is one of those items that I always see and I'm like, I kind of want to get one. And then I don't think I would ever have a good reason to or a good use for it. But the Flipper Zero is, and I think we mentioned it before when it first came out. They get in trouble a lot because
Yeah,
of the capabilities
they're-
of this device.
They're little hacking devices,
Yeah,
and
just think of
that's
just-
exactly what they're built for, to hack
Yeah.
things.
Aren't they primarily RFID or R?
They have lots of things on
IR
them.
readers?
They have IR, RFID, they have all kinds of stuff.
They would be a fun little toy to have for some white hat.
Yeah.
That's
hacking
what I mean.
activities.
Like, I can see, like, oh man, that'd be fun to do this thing and this thing and this thing. And I'm like, why would I do this thing though?
My friend's got one. He likes it. Anyway, Canada, they want to ban them because
Canada.
they
Oh,
are
Canada.
becoming popular to steal cars.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Because
Yeah,
they can pick up the key signal and then Save it.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Yep. So you got this little device that makes it super easy to steal a car. You can hijack any car with it, and Canada's like, nope, no more.
Because that's the funny thing, though, is to get stuff like this, you usually had to really dig to find it, or pay expensive.
Or piecemeal it together and
piecemeal
or
it together,
program it together,
or black market it, dark web. But you can buy a Flipper Zero. Search for it on Google. You can find one for like $100.
Yeah. This is the same thing as the AirTags were at first. This is unintended consequences. They wanted to make this so that you can control a myriad of devices.
It's meant for penetration testing.
It was
White hat.
absolutely. made
Really?
for,
It started.
hacking.
I thought because I've seen
it.
advertisements and people using it to open their garage doors, open gates.
Well, sure.
As a multi-use tool.
They're having fun with it.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
But it was
just like Kali
for,
Linux is a tool, right? But really, it's all the hackers using it.
Yeah, it was designed for the purposes of penetration and hacking.
Just like a crowbar is a tool, as you use it to break open a window and open a door.
Yeah, or open a crate.
Or smash a crate.
So the real issue here Canada
wanna
has,
play
I assume, is
Half-Life.
the ease of access to all the technologies included in one small user-friendly device, not
Ease
each
of
individual
access,
technology.
ease of access to the technology and ease of programming.
What was the
that
software?
technology.
What was the software that did that? Was it Metacritic or Meta?
No, Rootkit.
Split? No, not
What are you
Metacritic.
talking about, Owen?
Metasploit. You guys remember Metasploit? It was also like this, but for digital stuff. So it was Metasploit was basically a configuration or a combination. This IT guy decided to put all these tools and scripting for penetration testing together into one tool, and then hackers got a hold of it.
When was the last time you downloaded Kali Linux? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it has it in it, built in.
The Kali Linux distro is like the hacker's Linux distro because it comes pre-built within all the tools you need to do all the things.
I've got a VM with it. I'm on 2 versions old. I haven't updated for a couple iterations.
It's been a while since I've tried to use it.
It's a lot of fun.
I wonder if other countries will follow suit after this.
I'm surprised more haven't already, to be frank, because
There's an argument to be made. It's like the reason why this thing sucks. Well, the reason why this thing could be problematic is because it's just like super easy. But each individual technology alone has been around forever and is used in a variety of different ways. And you could still make this yourself if you were really enterprising enough. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's the point. Is it had a higher barrier of entry. Now it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, and one of the good things about sure.
So how do you
this
draw
is
that line
unintended.
between banning the ease of entry versus like just the technologies themselves? Like, where's that line at?
The line for this, in my head, in my opinion, is professional use versus consumer use.
Right.
This is a tool that should only be sold to licensed professionals, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Still
I don't know if I
it'll
agree with
still
that
get
either.
out.
It will still leak out, but it'll be a much higher barrier of entry to
And as soon
get
as-
one.
But what if
And
I
so-
go and buy each individual thing, or maybe if they ban the flipper
This kind of sounds
specifically?
like gun control, Lando. Just think of it that way.
But it's software.
That's interesting.
In the end, it's software and PCB, right?
Yeah, the difference is I
anybody
can't
could
go
recreate
well,
this
maybe I can
using
go buy
parts.
parts of a gun.
But
You absolutely can. I
You
bought all the
absolutely
separate
can.
parts to
Yeah.
an AR-15 and built it
they
myself.
sell them a kit.
Interesting.
But it will. Hopefully, this will drive innovation in the car industry, right? Like in security industry. That's what
That could be it.
that's what happened
the
with
other side of the
Metasploit when Metasploit came out and everybody started using it. Well, cross-site scripting and all that stuff. Everybody got a lot more strict on it.
Good.
More security code was created specifically for this. So maybe there's some silver lining there.
Yeah, I'm sure manufacturers will up their game if
They
their
need to.
cars suddenly become super easy to steal.
Kia had to do it over
Yeah,
the last
Kia
2 years.
Yeah.
Because their
Most
cars were
stolen
so
car
easy
in the
to
U.S.,
steal.
right?
Yeah.
Remember the Honda you just stuck a screwdriver in?
Used to be. So yeah, it's the old argument of what should be regulated and what shouldn't be regulated. So this device, in my opinion, might be something that maybe should be considered for regulation because the majority of users, I think, purchase it for nefarious reasons.
Right.
No, I think the majority purchase it for fun,
You're probably right about that.
but
yeah.
there's probably a high percentage still that does use it for nefarious reasons.
Yeah, so it's hard. I don't know. Man, that's a very apt comparison. gun control, Jaron. I think that's
I
pretty...
don't. It's not as straight across as I think he'd like it to be, because like your point of like, yeah, you buy the parts. The difference is that all the different technologies in the flipper are all discrete enough that they're not like one of those could be dangerous. Like the one that's stealing cars is probably only one part of the technology, right? But the flipper does IR, it does RFID, it does
and they
yada
have
yada yada.
they have firmware that ties it all together in a nice, easy package.
Right, but you can
all the
do all those things
technologies
separately.
exist.
Yeah, and you could get every one of those technologies separately and use them separately or together in your own ways.
Well, just like gun control, where it really applies to gun control is it's about motives, right? Like, why are you getting this? That's what it gets.
Yeah, I think the difference for me is like if I buy a barrel of an AR-15, like I have just a barrel. But if I go out and buy an RFID reader and transmitter, that's all I have. I don't
have RFID.
Right? Yeah, you just have that one thing, but that one thing by itself is still capable of doing lots of things. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
So it sounds like you're actually arguing against your point that we should
Yeah.
regulate RFID now. Not the,
Well,
not the
whichever
device
technology is
that
being
has
used to
all of
steal
them.
cars, maybe that's the one you need to target, right? I don't know.
Bluetooth, Wi-Fi.
They have all of them, right?
I mean,
Shortwave, yeah. That's how they.
Yeah, you could
check
get radio wave jammers right now and be nefarious if you wanted to.
I don't know. It's a question that luckily I don't have to make a decision on because I'm not in charge of anything. So, but yeah,
The world might be a better place if you were, though.
I don't know about that.
Well, it can't be worse than some people.
Yeah, like me. Like
Very
horrible
true.
At least you
advisor.
think through things, Tony, and you're open to like having discussions.
Well, yeah, I like to be that way. You gotta keep your mind open. You gotta look at all the different sides.
And tonight is
of
the
an
night that
argument.
Tony started his presidential campaign.
I don't think so.
Quad
That's too much
T for
responsibility.
president.
I don't even want to be manager at work. Why would I want to? Why would I want to run a country? Nobody. Anyone. My final thought on that is anyone that strives for power probably shouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's see. Okay, we got to talk about the streaming wars because the streaming wars
do
are
we have to?
taking another turn for the worse, just like they always seem to be lately. First off, Amazon. Dick move by Amazon here. We already know
Again,
that they
another
are-
one?
Yep, they're charging $2.99 for ad free now per month.
Did anybody do
And
it?
I almost did. And my
I
wife's
did it.
like, why do we need that?
I did
Guess
it.
what?
Like,
I'll bet you're
Did
gonna
it.
do it now. Oh, and you're the one that was against it the most.
did it.
You've already
I did
caved.
it.
I told you you would.
I did it.
I
I
told
did it.
you.
I
That
did
is
it
so on
because
brand.
I did it because the pop-up came up and said, "Do you want to do this?" And I was like, "I just want to watch my show right now."
Yeah.
Click.
See, that's exactly
That's
the
how they
kind of
They made
Get
it.
ya.
They made it
I
so
told you.
easy. It
Yep.
was a single button click. You got to put at least 3 things for my brain to wake up and be like, "Hey,
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Are you
Yeah,
really sure?
I only
you
got.
sure?
I only got one. Are you sure? And I was like, right
Yeah.
now, I am very sure. Click.
So I think most of us here will be following suit because what they've done now is if you don't pay that $2.99 a month, you no longer have access to Dolby Vision HDR or Dolby Atmos.
That is some bull crap because
are
you're already
removing-
having to take the ads,
Yep.
right?
They are removing functionality unless you pay money.
They're like
Not-
everybody just opted to do ads. This sucks. This isn't what we wanted.
Yeah.
Take away their Atmos.
Yep, exactly. This is if a company's going to raise a price on a service, it needs to be because they're offering more.
Right.
They're offering additional value
This is-
for the additional
They
cost.
took it away.
Not because they're
Subtractive
taking
logic.
away stuff they were already giving you, and now you have to pay more for what you already had before.
Nah,
know.
the same
Counterpoint.
thing frickin' Volkswagen does with their damn seat heaters.
Yeah, you're right.
You
on
mean
that one.
BMW?
Whoever.
And they backed
point's
away
the
from
same.
that anyway. The public shamed them into
Well,
not
maybe
doing
we should
it
need to
for
public shame
now.
Amazon not being dicks.
Amazon, in order to shout that high to the top of their pile of money,
Yeah.
you'd need at least 3 of Bezos's penis rockets. So
Frickin' Jeff Bezos.
Counterpoint, though, Amazon's HDR encoding blows and makes the streams super grainy and horrible looking, and actually looks better without HDR a lot of times.
So don't pay, guys.
Had
Don't
that
do it.
problem with Wheel of Time.
yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the first episode, until my HDR got turned off. Also with Rings of Power, it all looked like crap
Did you-
because
so
their
were we-
HDR encoding blows.
So then all of a sudden it was better?
Yeah, it was.
You're like, oh, they must have fixed it.
I thought
Oh.
they did, and then I saw this like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
You're also losing Atmos though, and that's a bummer.
That's
Is that,
fine.
the,
It's
is
just
that
watching
the
TV
sound
show.
part of
Especially
it?
for Jaron, since he's the only one here that has an Atmos capable theater in his house.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do it.
I told you. Yeah,
I'm not. In fact, I'm thinking about canceling Prime altogether. I probably
will
won't, but I'm
not.
thinking about it.
you will
You
not.
won't.
Let's be honest. Prime exists, and people pay for it mostly for the 2-day shipping
Yep.
on almost anything you buy on
When
Amazon.
when it comes down to it, it's still good value.
It is.
Which I
It
hate to
is.
say with this $3 price increase.
Exactly. We're not. I don't want to defend it, but it is still a good value, even with the $3. But
It's still a dick move.
it is 100%.
It is.
And speaking of dick moves, Sony is doing one as well for streaming related items.
Funimation, which is the anime streaming service. They own a couple, right? Funimation and what's the other one? The main
Crackle.
one.
Crackle.
No. Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
They
There we
own
go.
Crunchyroll too?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Crackle. I think do they own Crackle as well?
I think I don't think Crackle's a thing anymore, but they did.
Oh, they got rid of Crackle. Okay.
Anyway, Funimation is shutting down April 2nd, 2024. It's being migrated to Crunchyroll. However, all of the videos and content that you own will be wiped. Will
It's
be
gone.
deleted. It's gone. Everything
Super
you own
duper
is
dick move.
gone.
Yeah.
Big time.
You bought that. Oh, this is the
Yes.
problem with
Oh,
digital
Crackle's-
content.
Crackle's still around. It's owned by Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Oh,
Nice.
What?
love those books.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to know who. I swear at some point it was owned by Sony, but maybe I'm going.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was owned by Sony.
I mean, Crunchyroll better give you a free subscription for a while to compensate.
yeah. This is
Okay.
every
Sony had majority stake in it up until 2019. Okay.
yeah. This is every physical media's person's worst nightmare right here, and it's horrible. You buy something, you expect to have access to it. It costs just as much as physical
Yeah.
media, but it's gone.
The only way that they
Yeah,
can, the only way
yeah.
that they could even maybe justify this is if they took the DRM off of their stuff and gave people a chance to download
Yes.
it before they took it out.
That's
Absolutely.
fair. That's fair.
But they won't.
Just
But they
just
won't.
a quick counterpoint because I'm the counterpoint king on the show. I'm firmly
you
of the
think
belief.
you
So
are.
I buy almost everything digital, and I am very fearful of the situation. However, with that being said, most of the time I buy things, I watch them 5 or 6 times. I get the value that I paid for, and if it were to go away, like yeah, that would suck. But I got the value. I watched it a few times. I feel good about it.
What
But when
Lando
you
was
want to go
saying-
back
what-
and watch, when you
what
want to go back
Lando- Hang on.
nostalgically watch
That's
it.
true. That is
me-
a problem. That's a big problem.
Let me translate.
I'm not saying it's a perfect solution.
What Lambo is saying is, I don't care about anime.
That's
what
really
he's
what I'm saying.
Way to go.
Yep, he
Wow.
doesn't care about
Yeah.
anime.
I-
and he just.
I'm personally offended.
My digital libraries are vast because I hate getting up and putting something in
Yeah.
a machine.
100%.
the convenience,
You have
man.
kids. You have
Yeah.
kids. You change
Exactly.
You change your tune on digital as soon
Like,
as you have kids.
I have over 700 iTunes movies,
He
and
does.
if I lost those, I would be super pissed. Super
Because
pissed.
they cost the same, right? You have to
Well.
pay. Do they cost the same as physical
Yeah,
media?
they pretty much do.
sometimes there's deals and
You
sales.
can
and
find.
whatnot,
Jaren's
but-
found a lot of deals for his. I think you've paid $2 or $3 for a good handful of those movies.
Oh yeah, for most of them, yeah. But
Yeah, for most of them.
it's I don't know. You have to
I mean,
choose a
point
platform you
stands,
think
yeah.
will be around for a
Yeah.
while.
Choose
I don't
wisely.
think
iTunes,
I don't
believe
think
is that
Apple's
far.
going anywhere. I don't think Amazon's going anywhere. But again, Sony owned Funimation. They're not going anywhere, but they
Cut it
are
off.
deleting
Yeah.
your digital library. So
I'm
It's
worried
tough.
about the Owens service going somewhere sometime soon.
Nope. Still plenty of space on that area.
Yeah,
you-
thanks a
you
lot,
just outed Owen.
Sony, and
He's
Funimation.
outed himself in the show a couple times. I didn't know anything new.
No, Jaren's done it so many times. It's not. I can't even. I've lost count.
I've done it once.
No,
Can you not count to one?
I can, but I would have to count to one many times and then add all those
over
together.
and over again.
Once. You have to count to one.
No.
Once.
All right. Let's see. In other corporate wars, Tesla has finally come out on top on the charging wars.
That happened already when
was
everyone
the
started going to their
last-
standard, right?
Who was the last holdout? Toyota was the last one?
No, the
No.
last holdout was Stellantis.
Oh,
Yes.
So Stellantis has announced they are now adding support for the NACS connector, and that is it. All the big dominoes have fallen.
Cannot believe we have a standard for charging cars now.
it's yeah.
It's
like
fantastic.
we can't. Nobody can agree on anything, but we can agree on NACS.
Yeah. NACS is actually good. There's a lot of things I love about Tesla, a lot of things I hate. NACS is one of the things I love about Tesla. It's a great standard.
Yeah, it passes more energy than the other one.
CCS?
Yeah, CCS, and it is also more robustly constructed. The plugs have shown to hold up longer than the other ones. So
Yeah.
this is actually a good thing, even though it does benefit old Tesla, old Elon Musk. But there you go. For anyone that doesn't know, Stellantis is the company that now owns Dodge, Chrysler, Fiat, Ram, Jeep, and Alfa Romeo.
A big one.
Yeah, they got a lot of cars under their umbrella. Okay, let's see. Anything else you want to hit on real quick, Jaron?
Yeah.
Okay.
May I?
There's the patented Darren pause.
You know what?
Who you gonna hit on?
Before you do that, let's talk about space stuff from Lando, and then you can have one. This is lightning round for
That's what I was
Lando,
gonna say.
lightning round for Jaron.
That's okay. I closed the tab. Let me open it real quick. Because I was going to save it for next week, but no, you're going to do it this week. This is
Have a
great.
story here from
So,
NPR.
Yeah, what's your... So, I don't know about you guys, but I have a huge fear when it comes to going to space. Like, I want to go to space so bad. I
Doesn't
think
sound
going
like
like
it.
this... What?
What?
Huh?
Just keep going.
I have a huge... I think it's... I want to go to space. However, I have a huge fear about
See?
going to space.
Doesn't sound like you want to go.
Yeah, man.
Can
Commit.
I please just do my story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Carry on. Wolf.
You're the one that stopped.
I was. You're right. Anyway,
what's-
my
what's
biggest
your
fear,
biggest
about going
fear?
about going to space is something happening, some medical emergency happening while I'm going to space.
Oh,
right?
don't worry. In space, if something happens, you just die. That's how
exactly.
It works.
That's
how it
my
works.
fear. However, this is pretty cool. So some developers out in Nebraska, of all places, have developed a surgical robot used for operating on people in space, and they've sent it up to the International Space Station for testing purposes. The tiny robot weighs about 2 pounds. Arrived at the space station on February 1st. It is called Mira. Stands for something. Hold on. I think it's here. Maybe not.
Third paragraph.
think it
Always
is.
check the third paragraph.
That's exactly where I was.
I don't see it.
I thought it stood for something, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, it has to because it's all in capitals. It's got to
I know.
stand for something.
I know. I was not. I was prepared for the story, and then I didn't, and then it came back.
Miniaturized in vivo robotic assistant. It's the second
you.
paragraph, Lando.
Classic blunder.
It's a classic blunder. Anyway, it's there at the space station now. They're going to start doing tests and operating on things in 0 Gs, which is pretty nifty, I think, and would definitely make me feel more comfortable going to space.
So I've read all the Expanse books and watched the show.
Did you like it? I didn't finish the show. I need.
Well,
that
you're an
decision.
expert, Tony.
It's super good. I am an
Pure
expert on
fiction is
space
going to
now.
line up to real life.
So,
One
Dr. Tony.
The biggest problem they have in the Expanse with injuries in space is the zero gravity.
Yeah.
The fluid buildup in places that it wouldn't normally build up when you have wounds and things like that. And so I wonder how much of an issue that would be anyway if you get, even if you have a surgery bot. Like,
Well, the cool part is
you
it's
got to have
it's
gravity.
It's remotely controlled by surgeons on
heal.
Earth, right? So you have medical professionals controlling this thing.
So that's
Yeah.
a that's a
Which is pretty
definite
cool.
bonus. Yeah,
Yeah. Gravity's important for our healing
it is.
setup.
We've evolved in gravity. It double turns out.
We were designed for gravity. We've evolved for gravity. However you want to say it. We need gravity. Oh,
Anyway, that's
let's
my
see.
space story.
Yeah, that's cool.
Lightning round. It was quick, but it's
Jaron.
very, very cool. I liked it a lot.
Blue Sky is open to everyone. No more invites. No more.
Anybody can climb into the dumpster?
Anyone can climb into the dumpster. No, actually, Blue
It's
Sky
not really a
is-
dumpster. It's just
yeah.
kind of an open, empty field, is what
It's like
it
an
is.
it's
empty
like a
warehouse. It's
empty
like a-
warehouse. Yep. And after they opened it up, 1 million users signed on in one day. Who would have thunk? Now, if they'd done this when Twitter was collapsing,
Oh, man.
That would have been smart.
Didn't they say they
would've-
couldn't handle it though? That's why we were doing that invite system so they could regulate.
It took them a year.
Yeah. I
Come
don't buy
on.
that.
Yeah,
that's
true.
that's too long.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like the service. I just wish more people were on it. And maybe now that it's open, more people will be on it. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I'm going to start playing around in it a little bit more because that's why I hardly went into it, was because there was hardly
Boring.
anyone in there, doing
Yeah.
anything. So, all right, there you go. That is the end of today's episode. But before we go, a big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/arcade Helpdesk Arcade. And if you donate $6 a month or more, aside from the amazing, I can't tell if I'm being sarcastic or not, in between show, you also get access, or you get a shout out on the air, which Jaron has for us right now as he tippy taps away on his keyboard.
No, I'm trying to get AI to write a different version of what I usually say, but it's taking too long. Anyway, big shout out and thank you to. Oh, wait. Acknowledgement. I'd like to acknowledge and thank David Roshinsky, Connor Keesaw, and Wiffle Ball Tony.
Well, you just took the humanity right out of that, didn't you?
Let's
thesaurus that.
let's declare our appreciation for Chalet Holmes. It's the in between. Andy Bird, Beat the 8-year-old, Travis Johnson, buy Geekshow Arcade Helpdesk stickers at Pieman Graphics on Etsy. All proceeds go to Lee George Cade's medical bills. My heartfelt thanks manifest to Jeremy, No Name No Color, Keslow, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz. Owen has Tech Cred +5.
Wow.
What?
Good week.
+5.
Matt Nelson. I
in the
wholeheartedly profess my thanks to Harry Patch, Adam, Aaron Faulkner, Stuart Lloyd. History is there for you to learn from or repeat, your choice.
I love
Ryan
our
M.
love our users.
And a big announcement of gratitude goes out to Adam Hecht. Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you so much
And ChatGPT, thank you.
for helping us make this so good.
I liked it.
It was something, that is for sure. All right. You have reached the end. Thank you for downloading us. Thank you for making it to the end. But we have to go. So we'll see you next week. But until then, Lando, take us out.
If you need to reset your Facebook password, press the easy button. Call your company's very own service desk. They will be able to help you out much quicker than most people. Be an end user.